Hey, YouTubers and LTK subscribers. And if you're not, you need to sign up, folks. We're going on a wild ride here. We're going to do a bunch of crazy knives. And talk about crazy knives. This is a crazy one. I'm sorry. I got this in and it's just, I don't get it, but I kind of get it. I'm kind of blown away, actually. It's really interesting, and I'll be interested in how you feel about it, too. This is a knife from China. Titanium, carbon fiber, D2 blade. Obviously anodized clip and backspacer. And flipper tab. Oh my God. This is so weird. It really is. Okay, I got to show you this. Okay, so let's start out here with I'll do this. I know this is cheesy, but, this is the way I'm going to do it. That's the blow up. Okay, so it's got pieces and parts. It's interesting. I mean, there's the flipper tab. Go figure. Okay, here's the bearings and stuff. Okay, I swear to God. Okay, so the knife, and I wanted to show you one thing. This is Ben's knife shop, and I get stuff from Ben and AliExpress, and he does a really good job. Here's kind of the stats. If you want millimeters, this is the millimeters. So it's obviously at 98 or 98 millimeters. That's probably 3 3/4 inch. 3.5 millimeter, which would be probably 0.16 something, or 0.145, something like that, inches. I'm starting to be able to translate overall length, carbon fiber, and, ball bearing, all that kind of stuff. What do they call it? Piston separated ball bearing flipper. What? I mean, I'm sorry, but, $69. And I'll tell you what, it's worth every damn dime at $69 all day long. Really, really check this out. This is so crazy. First of all, it's fairly light. It's fairly light. Jeez. It's fairly light, and I've been dying to really actually weigh this thing in. Okay, yeah, I get it. Oh, sorry, European people. 4.6, let's do this. Let's get to this party. 130 grams, right? 4.6? Yeah, it felt light. It's really strange. Because it's a big knife, fairly big. Okay, get this. This is so crazy, and this is going to blow you away. Maybe. Okay? Look at the flipper tab, okay? It's blue. Well, I mean, I flipped it a couple times, and I wasn't paying attention. I flipped it, and I'm going, wow, that flips great. Wow, that's incredible. Oh, look at the lockup. Oh, that's not bad, like 30%, right? I'm going, oh man, that is smooth. I mean, it is mother smooth, right? So check this out. Did you see what I did? Look at that. Whoops. Hey, where's the flipper tab down here, right? The guard, right? There it is. Well, what the hell is it doing there? See, I was freaking out. I was going, no. Okay, watch this as I fold the blade back up. What? Okay, so here's the flipper tab. It lays down, it stands up, right? Okay, flipper tab is not connected to the knife. Obviously, I guess we got that far. Genius. So look at the little groove in there. See the little milled groove? As I get my hand behind it, it's circular. It goes there, and it goes on the inside. It goes here and here on the inside. Both of these scales, right? That's all I need to cut my finger with that blade now. Okay, so you got this milled groove in here. And this flipper tab has two distinct pins. Pin here, right? I mean, that doesn't even feel like titanium. Actually, that feels like aluminum. That's just so light, okay? But look at that, okay? It works like a dream. I mean, it lays down flat. When it flips, I don't know. This is new to me. So laugh if you're familiar with this. I don't care. Laugh at me. But it just freaked me out. I mean, the carbon fiber is really nice, the inset. And I don't know if it's laminated carbon fiber with G10 or what, actually. And, I mean, the pivot's nice. And you know, does that remind you of the Nland ELO1, right? Pivot. Can be maddening, but oh yeah, no problem. You can put a Torx right in there. Which I was recommending on the Nland ELO1. I was going, hey, why don't you just do that? Okay, point made. Bingo. In any case, so this clip doesn't look like your stamped spring type clip, right? It just looks too meaty here. You know, and especially up here at the head, right? Oh, crap. Well, maybe we ought to see what it's made of. First of all, probably titanium. It better be. For that $69 I spent. Yep, that's it. So you got titanium and carbon fiber here. Well, obviously that's stainless steel, and so is the hardware. But nothing there. Nothing there. And nothing there, and I don't know what that is. That really feels so damn light, it almost feels like aluminum. But, okay, so check this out. You've got a Framelock flipper, and God, this thing, oh my God. Look at this, look at this. Oh my, You know, I had seen this knife on and off, and I thought, it's not called anything. It's called Piston something Separated bearing. I mean, it's a ridiculous name. I don't even know how you're supposed to find this. Call it something. Call it Godzilla. Call it, I don't know. I mean, call it anything. You know, call it the Ferrari knife. I don't know. Whatever you want. I mean, some name. But I mean, I don't know. Piston, whatever. That's crazy. But damn, that thing flips. Damn, that thing flips. Woo! Baby, that'll just set you free. And look at how that blade goes back in there. Not a problem. But does it have any detent? Yes, it does. Jump right down in there. And baby, when you hit that, wow. You know, it was really good right out of the package. It really was. It was a champ right out of the package. I think they set it up right before they shipped it to me, that's for sure. It is light. It is long. Baby, it's long. Let's get down to it. Because this baby, I can't stop flipping it. It's just, wow. That's almost 4 inches. I mean, it's frighteningly close to 4 inches, right? And over 8 3/4, coming up on 9, not quite. A couple of 16ths shy of it. Let's do some of this. Zero this baby doll out. Let's see what we got for stock on here. It should be, well, I thought it was going to be closer to 4, but it's not. It's 3.6. Wow. Let's see how fat the handle is. Yeah, it's over a 1/2 inch. That's weird. Yeah, I guess. It is. And for you European people, 13.92. Wow. You know, and here's the deal. Okay, so you got carbon fiber inset into titanium, right? But have you been catching a glimpse of this? You have, haven't you? Look at this. Okay, look at that. There's the carbon fiber slab just sitting out there, right? Because obviously, if you got a Framelock coming in here, the carbon fiber cannot be, unless it's split here, cannot be with both sides, right? And maybe it's a design situation. They didn't want to split it on the other side here. So, I mean, it stands out, which is a little kind of weird, funky, isn't it? Just saying. It's flush here. So obviously, yeah, you could bond it to this right here. You just don't bond it to this bar here, right? Maybe until you get back about that far, and then you could probably bond it all the rest of the way. Would it have the flexibility to be okay like this? I think so. I know carbon fiber is not, you know, real flexible necessarily, but it's just, if you have this knife like this, you do have the possibility of something, I guess, you could jam in there and either pop it or break the carbon fiber, right? Because it's sticking out. Sticking out there. So you could, you're not going to be able to push it far, I guess. So it's a little weird. I just thought it was weird. When it's closed, it's a champ, right? It's okay. No big deal. I get it. Man, did that thing open and close? I don't know. They ought to name it something like awesome. They ought to name it something, because I'll tell you what, that baby is, ooh, that's some sweet stuff. It really is. Look at the carbon fiber inlay and the tie. This is, maybe stonewash would have been really nice. And the blade grind's kind of a little weird, doesn't it? I mean, you either love it or you hate it, I think. But maybe for a long, slim knife like this is kind of makes sense. It says D2 there, so obviously we got D2 steel on it. Like I said before, I was telling you. This is nice. I mean, it's not domed or anything, but it's nice. It's smooth. It's okay. Blade grind. Can you take a look at that symmetry and see what we got here for the symmetry here? Yeah, it's good. It's close enough. You got some meat here at the end, don't you? Wow. All the way to the tip. Good for jabbing, I guess. But also a good slicer. We going down this street again? Maybe. God, I don't know. I'm cutting all my paper up to pieces. Come on. Start out right, and we'll end right. Well, I thought I had a better edge on this, but you know what? It's not cutting worth a crap. Well, okay. Maybe I just got a too raggedy ass. There you go. Okay, so yeah, okay, never mind. I don't know what I'm doing, but the knife blade does, so leave good enough alone. Yeah, it's sharp, and it feels sharp, and you can tell when you feel it. You can tell. Amazing. The flipper tab is so weird. I mean, it is so strange, and it's kind of cool weird, I mean, you get the flippers, and oh God, I got one around here somewhere, but I mean, it comes underneath. Man, let's do this. I got an icebreaker here. Okay, so flipper tab, and these are both kind of long, thin knives, so maybe good for comparison, actually. Put this back. See? Resurrection. Isn't that amazing? Okay, so here's one flipper tab. And so it comes around here to be this down here. But look at that design difference right there. Okay? It's still comfortable in the hand, Reverse grip. Yeah. Good. But it's not giving you something to protect your hand from sliding out on the blade. I get that. Like this kind of does. Oh, this is a really good knife. Good Framelock flipper. Feels good. Flips good. In any case, this one is so much lighter, though. And so, I don't know. The blade just flies back into the handle, but the blade just flies out. I mean, and it doesn't crash into the handle. It kind of does a little bit, but it's not in a bad way. If you get what I'm saying, it kind of lands in there, but not overly, because it's not overly heavy. See, I mean, it's good. Can you shake it out? Yeah, I guess you can. So the detent's not the stiffest in the world, but wow, it doesn't need to be. That blade just flies out. Absolutely flies out. Good looking knife. almost a full 4-inch blade, almost a full 9 inches open. Wow. Okay, for comparison purposes, you know, we've got a knife with a, I mean, and not like the Shiro is the biggest, fattest blade in the world anyhow, but I mean, wow, it's longer. You can tell this blade here is longer. And the knife overall is longer, and you know what? And it weighs probably about an ounce less. And that blade action is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. This just feels heftier in the hand, and that's okay. That's a good thing, and it just feels like more like wet meat when that hits. You know what I mean? Where this is more like light and positive. And wet meat's good. I don't care. I'm being a little weird, but in my comparisons, but it, you know, you can just do this, like, bam. And this is so strange, isn't it? This flipper, in the way that's done in there, that is just so strange. It's got jimping on there. I swear to God, it feels like aluminum. If I could get you to listen to the sound of the metal, because you can almost tell the difference from the sound of how aluminum has that more, a different sound to it when it's moving around, jiggling around. And you know, it is. This thing is, take this away. Yeah. I mean, this thing is loose. It jiggles. And it's got a little bit of play. It's got play like this. But it has to be. It's a good thing. There's not a problem, because when you got it like this, there's no play there. Okay, when it's engaged with this blade, there's no play there. Okay, bam. And when it lays down, it lays down. Okay. Okay, you got the blade making full contact with this, holding it in place. So the only time you could really mess with this is if you kind of, you know, do it intentionally with the blade half closed. I like it. It gives these pins some room to move, and I think you kind of got to do that from an engineering standpoint. I think you got to give those pins a little room to move. Otherwise, maybe your tolerances would have to be extremely tight, and maybe it just makes everything a little bit more ridiculous to have to do machining-wise. You know? And these pins obviously are held in because you've got the knife put together, right? And so just all the hardware holding this together, these pins that go through there are held into those tracks by default, right? Wow, what a weird knife. Weird in a good way, though. I mean, is that sweet? What a design. I mean, I guess you're going to love it or you're going to hate it. And you're either going to love or hate the fact that this kind of hangs out here a little bit. But, oh my God. You know, I had a little bit of lock stick on this thing earlier, but I put a little dry lube on the lock bar interface thing. Which is weird because it's got a lock bar interface, right? But it can still have lock stick anyhow. But, wow. I ordered it and I finally just gave in because I'd seen it many times and I thought, I finally kind of just broke down and go, okay, Ben had recommended this knife to me over there at Ben's Knife Shop. I think I got this I know I got it from him, but AliExpress, right? And okay, whatever. I'll check it out. I only got so many dollars to spend, and so I was really reticent to, another good word, I paid money for that, reticent to order this because there's so many other interesting knives that I'd like to try out. Wow, I'm glad I ordered this. This is some stuff. Wow. I mean, you guys, I think you'd find it interesting if you held this in your hand and flip this thing. I don't know if you would feel like it's just too fall into the handle. You know what I mean? And Of course, you could tighten the pivot if you really felt that way. I'm kind of okay with it. I think the way it falls back in the handle makes it really easy to, you know, to do. So, I mean, and boy, the action coming out of here. Oh, yeah, well, let's talk about blade play. No. No. Well, yeah, maybe. Maybe just a tad. I don't know. Hold on. Okay, yeah, well, it had a little bit. And now I'm just moving it up and down. No blade play now. Sorry. Yeah, it did have a little, just a tiny, but boy, it hasn't affected anything except, you know what? You're right. Look at that. Doesn't fall into the handle near so quick. Okay, well, maybe it did need a little bit of adjustment. It was really good out of the box, but you're right. I should have checked that before I did this video. But you know what? That took it right there. No blade play now, and look at that. Doesn't fall into the handle near so easy. So it's got better action all the way around, but it didn't hurt the opening, how good it felt opening. It just affected, you know, the drop. And the drop is good now, really good. Woo! I hate people that sit there and flip knives. Except if I'm doing it, then it's okay. But I think you want to know, right? I mean, I think you want to know. Of course, we got... this is the blade stop, right? And this is the lock bar. Well, we know that's the lock bar, but I mean the blade stop, see? It's so strange. I don't know who figured this system out. And you know what? Somebody's going to tell me this is a copy of somebody who's done this knife in the United States or wherever. And maybe it is. I'm not that up on this design to recognize it right off the bat. I'm not. So I don't get it. If it was a knockoff of something famous, I don't know why they call it Piston Separated bearing, blah, blah, blah. But man, wow, that's smooth. What do you think, guys? I mean, that's some stuff right there. Less than $70. It's light, it's long, it's really handy, and the action is incredible, and it's kind of fascinating in the design. It's so weird. But I mean, you get that extra little anodized, and this might be aluminum too. You know, if this probably is too. And this could possibly be. I don't know. That it doesn't really sound like or feel like aluminum to me. But yeah. Wow. That's amazing. And you know what? This may all be titanium. You'd have to look on the specs, and I will later, but and say what they claim it to be. But I mean, it's D2 steel, but it's a nice sharp blade. It's a really long blade. I'm getting kind of really fond of this design too. I think it's kind of gentlemanly wicked in its own way, don't you think? I mean, woo, mama, take me home. Yeah, nice satin grind on the blade. You can use this for a lot of slicing, a lot of things, just not a problem. All right. Oh, shut up. Where's my thing? There's my pouch that it came in, and it came in a nothing, a little cellophane deal. But I mean, zipper pouch, and it's not, the zipper pouch is kind of real, like a ripstop nylon type thing. Not a real super quality pouch, kind of stiff in that kind of cheap, stiffy way. But I'm sorry, $69. Wow. That's a good looking knife. It's showy, isn't it? I mean, it's showy like a lot of knives are not. I don't know. Wow. Okay. I'm digging it. I'm really liking it. And not a lot of, don't have all this crappy, standoffs and gobs of screws all over it, right? What a clean look. You notice that? I mean, I'm just kind of now coming back to that as the styling cues, nice, stylish pivot. But, here's the other screw. That's it. That's it, folks. Then you got one to hold the pocket clip. And, of course, the interlock, the interface. But, wow, I mean, not much for hardware there, which is really cool. Look at that. I mean, that's just coming through and coming part way into those scales, right? That little pin there that's there. Okay. God, interesting. Just mechanically, design-wise, everything looks carbon fiber, style-wise, and it's a nice long blade, long knife, and I kind of like that myself. I like the bigger carries. That's, woof. That's pretty showy, pretty clean, good styling, nice lines. Wow, and it, you don't have the tab sticking out down here, which is a good and a bad thing. A good and a bad thing. See, you got this little, see that? Have you noticed that for putting your fingers on? Kind of a little subtle without taking away from the flow of the knife. How they're doing this. Just a little cutaway down here. You can almost not see it because you got this back part you're looking at. But see the cutaway here? Yeah, interesting. Interesting. But, it makes it easy to get to this, to push that away. And that pushes away real easy. That really pushes away easy. Had some lock stick earlier, but nothing like it now. Wow. Sweet. Okay, bye-bye. Never mind. Sorry, took too long. But, wow. Can't be sorry if you own this, right? We're going to do this again real soon because I got another one that's a real good one. I'm going to bring on and you can take a look at her. But this one here, this is good enough. Good enough for show and go. Take care, my friends. We're having fun.